GATTI family, for example, of Staten Island, lost their home when Sandy hit. Two sons faced the most terrifying night of their lives. One son had to return home to save his brother. The family home is now a vacant lot. 1 year after Sandy, we reached them where their home once stood.
On the opposite side of the street, the little divider was protecting me from the water rushing and blowing the car off the road. When I turned the corner onto the street is when I realized, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I really, Joey, I don't know, I didn't have time to think. All I did was, I said to myself, I got to jump out of this car now. There's no time, because it would have taken me further away and I would have never been able to get back here. And all I kept thinking was how, I was going to explain
to get to your brother.
To my mother and father that I couldn't get my brother out of the car. And excuse me, kind of gets me a little choked up. I didn't want to fail. I knew I had to do something and get it done, and he gave me a lot of courage and a lot of strength, just drawing off of my brother.
Your father had sent you down there to look in on your brother, right?
He sent me a text saying, go home and help your brother, and I didn't quite understand the word help, like take the garbage out maybe, and I knew it was pretty bad, and my mind was just racing, so I thought of the worst and got here as quick as I could, and it worked out, It worked out. We're still here. I remember driving here very fast on the opposite side of the street, only to turn the corner over here on Slater and have the car. Have the car lift. It was lifted by the water and brought me down the street where I had to jump out and pretty much swim to where my brother was. And it still freaks me out. Sometimes it consumes me. But what are you gonna do?
Dennis, what do you think about your brother today?
Well, I wouldn't be here if he didn't come. Yeah, that's for sure. I think seeing his face through my car window was a sight for sore eyes at that point. I mean, I couldn't get out of the car on my own at all at that point.
You were trying to push the door open and...
Yeah, I think I kind of froze when I could have probably gotten the door open, and it was seconds by the time the water was probably halfway to 3/4 of the way up the door, and engine stopped, and then I couldn't push against all that water. There was just no way. And then he rolled up, yelling and screaming at me to, push. He was pulling, I was pushing, and then I don't know. I still don't know really how, but somehow we managed to get the door open, and he grabbed me by the collar and pretty much dragged me back into the house.
And that night...
At that point.
And that night, I mean, it wasn't just getting you out of the car. That whole night sounds like a terror every minute.
It was another probably 10 or 12 hours from the first floor to the second floor to the roof.
He told me there's a 70% chance we're going to die tonight. And I said, really? Where'd you get the number from? And I said, you're going to be all right. I tried to reassure him and myself at the same time. And, we opened the door and saw the water coming up the staircase at 13 steps. A lot of them were underwater already. And all I kept thinking was, a few more steps, this house is not going to hold that water. Something's going to happen. And, luckily, I wouldn't even call it luck. I don't know what it was, but, it just stopped. They stopped going up the stairs.
So you dropped the water in the street?
We could breathe again, We could breathe again.
I was going to ask you, Marge, what do you think about your boys?
I think they're pretty strong and brave.
We were on the phone with them, Joey. We were on the phone with them all night, and pretty much giving them a play-by-play of the water rise and what was disappearing and what we couldn't see anymore and how we were, which I now say was probably kind of dumb. I shouldn't have, did that. Maybe made them even more nervous, but I don't know what to do. I just wanted to keep talking to somebody,
I made about 17 calls to 911, and they kept telling me they're on the way, and I said, my boys are stuck. They're on the roof, they can't get down. They're up there 17 hours.
And I know, looking at Anthony's documentary, that one of the things that they were thinking of after he'd saved his brother's life, he was thinking, how can I save mom's things? How can I save dad's things? You got some boys there.
Yeah, we got dad's guitars, we got their laptops and their papers, and you know, the only thing I didn't get was dry clothes. So when I got upstairs, my sister's a size 0, and there was nothing there to fit me, so I looked kind of funny in spandex.
It wasn't just your family. So many families in your community and all along the shore lost so much. Does America understand how hard this has been this last year for you?
I think we all feel for each other, everybody that was affected by it. We all understand what each of us went through.
Our neighbors, my brother and I watched the houses collapse on the side of us and on the street over from us, and that put the fear of God into us even more, that we're next. But watching those houses come down, you know, I remember there was a time we looked at each other and our eyes, like I said in the video, just spoke volumes. We didn't even have to speak to each other. We just looked at each other and we kind of like pleaded with each other with our eyes, you know, please let this not be the last night. A lot of things we need to say to other people. We didn't want to go out like that. That would have been a bad thing. But there's a lot of families in the neighborhoods that have been affected. The houses and people were just, I mean, all over the place. I've heard stories and seen videos of families rushing to the attic when the water came up to the attic, and they were in the water in the attic, you know. And you know, there's a lot of stories out there. Ours is just one of them.
It was a big house. It was 2 stories and a lot of rooms, and it filled up like an empty bottle. Filled up with the water. It was amazing. Unbelievable. The worst part was when they took the house down.
Did you watch them take it down?
Yeah. We had a lot of support, but it still doesn't help. You know, a lot of people came.
There's a lot of memories, Joey.
I just want to see it go back up again. That's what I want to see.
Michael, talk to me a little bit of, you know, you're the dad, you're the patriarch in this. What do you want to see go up on that lot?
I'd like to see a nice house raised up, whatever it has to be, 14 feet, and I'd like to come home. This was our home.
That's still your home. I sense that so strongly. There are people who would say, oh, maybe you need to move somewhere else, maybe move inland, maybe move to the mountains or something.
No, it's not the same. We moved and it's not the same. You have to come home. You have to be together.
Joey, to understand that family, you need to understand, you know, we've been through a lot in our lives. A lot. I'm sure like other families, but speaking of my own, we've always been there for each other. Nobody's ever let anybody go. Mom and Dad have always been there for each one of us, children and each other. As time goes by, things change, you know, everything changes, but we're still the same. You know, the storm didn't take us. You know, it may have taken what we had, which was heck didn't take us from each other.
Certainly did not do that. You guys are a terrific family. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time.
The Gattis, Staten Island, you know they're going to be back.
Yeah, this one goes out to Hurricane Sandy, baby. You dissipated in life, but you're never gonna leave my mind. I wanna hear a beat behind what I'm about to write. So one more time, here it comes. I walk around each day with you in my heart. Got a think in my mind that it's gone. Give me the beat. Every time I walk around, my head held down, can't seem to shake the frown off my face. I feel like it's such a damn disgrace. What the hurricane did to me, did to my family. Separated by a stone, separated by a stone, separated by a stone. Me and my brother risked our life for each other. We came to each other when we really needed each other. Swimming in the ocean in my living room, saving the families heirloom. Swimming in the kitchen trying to get out alive. Houses falling down on the side. House moved to the left and moved to the right. Goddamn, I was scared all night. Had my brother underwater in the car, had to get there from afar. Little D, I'm coming, hold on. Hold on, little brother, here I come, don't give up on me. They don't call me Uncle KK for no reason, you see. Yeah, fear, yeah, here and there, no time for fear. Gotta get over there, gotta get my brother to safety. In the house we're running back and forth, passing stuff up the stairs, trying to save everything we can. Mom and Dad don't know what's going on. We can't believe what we're seeing, but I can see the house going underneath the Atlantic Ocean. I'm so scared, I wanna scream, but we held on to each other. All night we held on to each other. My brother said, yeah, yo, there's a 70% chance we're gonna die tonight. And I said, brother, where'd you get that number from? Where'd you come up with the 70%, bro? We ain't going nowhere. We're gonna be alright. We're gonna be alright. Ride the storm out through the night. We're gonna be alright. But in the back of my mind, I was screaming real loud. I was cursing real loud. Couldn't believe what's going on outside my mind. I looked out my window to see people floating down the street past me. Had no chance, but my brother and me, we were safe because we're rescued by Johnny. NYPD came to rescue me and D. We had Johnny and Bolio on Capitano, letting them know they gotta get his bros out of that house, you see. And they came to boat, yeah. They came to get my brother. They came to get me. Ain't no hurricane gonna take our family. This is all that's left of what used to be our home. An empty lot. Nothing left but an empty lot. A lot of memories too.